All right, guys, welcome back to the show. I'm starting this show late. I've been sick, man, but I'm back now, and let's get this show on the road. So, for the first segment here, we got uh, basically going off my story yesterday with Charlie Kirk. In my video, I said that I felt terrible for him, and what happened to him shouldn't have happened, obviously, and it was just a despicable day, and by saying that, I also want to just say that I feel very bad for the other shooting in Denver. I didn't even say that, I guess, because the Kirk story is getting so much buzz and so much more buzz uh, for whatever reason. But the killing in Colorado was also appalling and tough to see. All those children injured. I don't know of any deaths, but I know some, or it was like four kids in critical condition. So hope they all pull out, and just disgusting to see that. This is where we are in America, right? uh, multiple shootings in one day, mass killings. We have an assassination, and then really at the exact same time, one state away, is a mass shooting of children at a school. Uh, America needs to do better. America needs gun reform. Even if you are, aligned with Charlie Kirk, who said that, you know, obviously we might have to have some gun deaths a year, or whatever he said. We just obviously need to tone down the guns, whatever you think. Uh, Even if you're, a huge Second Amendment guy, you know that this is too much. So, uh, what I wanted to piggyback off of from yesterday, though, is, like I said, you knew it was coming. You knew the right was gonna say that, uh, you know, the left or the killer was from the left, and uh, the left's rhetoric was fueling this hatred towards Charlie Kirk, or just hatred towards the right. And uh, even yesterday, you saw from Elon Musk, the left is the Democrats, or the murder party. Is like it's one tweet later, he says something like um something about vengeance, or I'll correct that if I'm wrong, but it was something ridiculous. And there's obviously no place for that. Obviously no place for that. uh Let me just make sure now, just so I can get it correct. But I mean, just calling for violence is just not acceptable. And I knew it would come. I knew they would say that the left is the danger, and the left is what got Charlie Kirk killed. And essentially at this point, they're just calling for all out vengeance. You've seen Clay Travis, which we'll get into a video of him, and Nancy Mace saying, the Democrats own this, or whatever. I mean, like, how do the Democrats own this? They haven't even arrested the guy yet, which is also appalling. We need to find out who did that and have him arrested and face the consequences ASAP, absolutely ASAP. And I saw something this morning. Candace Owens is like doing this with, she's getting a lot of tips or whatnot, and they apparently he flew on a private jet, and the pilot of the jet turned off the radar or whatever it is. I'm not an aviator pilot, but turned it off, and then an hour later turned it back on, and they were flying somewhere else. And I don't really know. Obviously, a lot of that could be just not true. Just like how they arrested two people yesterday, and they were neither the victim, or not the victim. They were neither the suspect, and they released a new photo of a person of interest, and hopefully, that's the guy, and they find said guy, right? Yeah. Here's Elon Musk here. He says, just reading his tweet, he says the left is the party of murder, and then an hour later, he retweets a post that says, the left has created a climate of hysteria against right wing figures. Uh, The left is creating the hysteria. You're literally saying that the left is the party of murder. I don't know how plain hysteria gets in that. The left is the party of murder. Really, really? We don't even know who killed him. Charlie Kirk was also beefing with right wing influencers like Nick Fuentes and the Groupers. How you know it wasn't one of them? How you know it's not one of them? You know that how they always used to say Charlie Kirk wasn't right wing enough or whatever. I really don't know who did it. Like I said, I don't want to point any fingers, but since Elon Musk is pointing fingers at the left, and along with a lot of other right wing influencers, you know, we have to speculate now. And this is what stirs the pot already, which is already hot. Pointing fingers just stirs the pot until something explodes. So let's get into the video, two videos I want to show you guys. Enough of me ranting, but this is a video from Nancy Mace. Shout out to Leah V who posted this. But you know, I mean, the right wing is just simply talking violence now. You know, one party owns this and owns what happened, even though we don't know who killed them. And you know, it's just a dangerous way to be speaking. Just listen.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. They probably, all the kids of every conservative in the country called panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
Then by that logic, do
Sorry for the quality.
The shooting of the two Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota?
Political.
Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking.
We don't know what condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking.
No, not at all.
You said the Democrats.
No, this is on.
But
the Democrats own this.
But isn't there a problem with political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now. Democrats own this 100%.
There it is. There it is. That is the own the libs mentality that a lot of right wingers have, and you know it comes from the top up. You know, Donald Trump, the main own the lib guy, you know, calling the liberals or the radical left wing or whatever he says, you know, they're the enemy from within, or you know, whatever you call it. He's been doing this for years. You know, what Nancy Mace is doing, Donald Trump's been doing for years, and but obviously right now it hits home a lot harder because of what happened to Charlie Kirk, and she's actually, you know, just pinning the blame on people that she doesn't actually know had anything to do with it, or obviously they didn't have anything to do with it. There's 44.1 million Democrats in the country. Obviously, all 44.1 million people didn't shoot Charlie Kirk, but this is just ridiculous that she's saying the Democrats own this. It's ridiculous, and really no room for it in politics. This is the kind of rhetoric that gets people injured or hurt, like the Democratic lawmaker in Minnesota. I'm so sorry I can't remember her name right now, but it was about like 2 months ago, I believe, or 3 months ago. You know, the congresswoman was killed in her house along with her husband by an actual MAGA right-wing person who voted for Donald Trump. But, you know, you didn't see any major left-wing Democrats say, oh, blame the right. Oh, Donald Trump's rhetoric did this. Oh, you know, the Republicans own this. You got none of that. You know, it was an appalling attack on a congresswoman and her husband. And we just called it what it is. I mean, you know, this one person doesn't speak for all Republicans that killed this person, obviously. And the man should be held accountable, which he was arrested in. I'm assuming that he's just waiting to go to trial or plead guilty, whatever it is. But, you know, you can't pin a whole party on this one person. And that's what the left is doing. They're saying that we don't need to pin this violence on one party, and we should all condemn this one person and then move on, even though it was a horrific crime. So Uh, you got, I mean, but here's another influencer, right wing influencer, Clay Travis, who's about to speak. We're about to play this, and kind of similar to Nancy Mace. Check it out.
I
Oh
am
man, there it is.
tired of hearing people say, like Barack Obama did, like Hillary Clinton did, oh, we condemn this violence. Guess what? You can't call the President of the United States for 10 years Adolf Hitler. And you can't say that he's a fascist dictator. And you can't say that anyone who voted for Trump or advocated for him, like you, me, Riley, and Charlie Kirk, are Nazis. And then when someone tries to kill us, you can't suddenly say, oh, we condemn this violence. You caused it. Look at me right now. You caused this.
That right there is the danger. Okay, that right there is the extreme danger. From my knowledge, Barack Obama has never called Donald Trump Adolf Hitler. You know what I mean? I don't even think he's called him fascist. A lot of left-wing people have called him fascist, obviously. And I mean, Donald Trump is called the left-wing appalling things, obviously. The enemy from within, really. And, just shit like that. Always wants to pin the left as danger. He called, the left wing more dangerous to the United States than China or Russia, which are actual fascist regimes. And Donald Trump saying that they're worse than the fascists. So what is he talking about? Donald Trump is calling the left worse than fascists, and somehow the left wing is the problem. Somehow the left wing is the problem, according to Clay Travis. So it's obviously ridiculous.
When you tell people that someone is Hitler, you are telling crazy people, go kill them. And I am sick of pretending that is
Nobody's ever said go kill him.
anything other than what they're doing. That guy in West Palm Beach, what did he say? He was killing Trump because he believed Trump was Hitler. This is what they do, all right? This left-wing violence, it's out of control. And Charlie Kirk bore the brunt of that left-wing violence. And guess what? But for the twist of his head at the last minute, Donald Trump's head would have been blown off on live television. And that is intentional. They are lighting fires and then claiming, oh, what do you know? There's a fire there. They're doing it on purpose. MSNBC, Sean, you watch this. They were live on the air saying, one of their guys said, they put out a PR statement. He said, well, Charlie.
I don't know why it's doing that. All right. That's really it, though, from there. I mean, that was the main issue there. It was, switching back, it was just, him pinning the left as the perpetrators who killed Charlie Kirk, which is dangerous, man. That's dangerous. You should not be doing that. That only leads to more violence. Like today, there was a bomb threat at the DNC. A big bomb threat at the DNC that they had to check out. I think that it's probably still ongoing. I hope that everything works out there. AOC had to cancel her tour that she was doing. Obviously, she doesn't want to be a retaliation subject or victim somehow, and she canceled that. So America's on high alert right now, man, and it's sad to see. We're a better nation than this. I hope, same thing that I said after Luigi Mangione killed that guy in New York. I hope we actually learn something from his death, at least. Tone down the guns and also the killing or the mass shooting in the school in Colorado. Tone down the gun violence, tone down the rhetoric, which the left has been saying for forever. Or at least me, both sides need to tone it down. That's the only way. Both sides need to say both sides. That is the best way to get all this to tone down. Both sides need to say both sides, even though most of you people on both sides think that your side is the ones not spreading violence. Me, I think the left isn't as bad as the right, but this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to continue to say it. I'm going to say both sides need to tone down the rhetoric. Both sides need to calm down, and both sides need to get closer to each other and not further away, because it is starting to become very divisive in the United States of America right now.